Hey Opa, apologies for the delay in uploading this video. I had some issues just trying to even be able to view it and edit it. And then one day I click it and whoop, I'm able to view it. Kind of busy, so I'm not really going to look through and see the conversations and stuff. Just assume Hunter and Bright said hi to you. Hunter is right here in the green. And we can see that this stage is starting to be more of a mountainy stage. We got two big mountains and climbs. And yeah, it's been a bit since I recorded this, so I can't remember exactly what was going on in my head as we get along all the way. But after the disappointing last one with the cramp, I was hoping to get a little bit of revenge. Looks like I'm kind of watching this with you, even though I know some stuff about it. We've got 15 riders, um, including Hunter, and it looks like we lost one right at the start. And so that guy will just be gone, so it's really a 14-person race. Yeah, it starts out nice and flat, unlikely to drop anybody. Overall, yeah, I can see we're going at a comfortable race. Didn't start too hard for crazy long periods of time. Getting all the legs warmed up. I'm gonna speed it up pretty much until we get to that hill. Alright, I sped up the time. I don't think anything really exciting is gonna happen between now and the hill. Just really little bits of rollers, little bits of testers, getting our legs feeling and moving out. I did want to go over what the power-ups were. So forgive my editing skills, but you can see I put a little arrow right now in the top left corner, and it's pointing at that power-up. That power-up for this race is called the featherweight power-up, and it will make you lighter. You only get one for the whole race. Sometimes you get multiple depending on the types of races and what's going on. And so you kind of want to save it for the uphill sprint at the very end. So in that last race, I was talking about how, oh man, I saved my power up in the sense that I still had my featherweight power up. It's very nice to have for the final sprint. I'll talk about it again at the end of this race. But there are other times you might want to use the featherweight power up. For example, if you're going up this hill, this first hill, the mountain that we'll come to when we get to it, and you think you're going to get dropped and you're going to lose the group, well, if you lose the group, you're almost never going to catch back up. So you're better off using the power-up to stay with the group. And yeah, you won't have it for the sprint finish at the end, but power-ups aren't end-all be-alls. They're just a little help. You can see right now, even on our screen, even on this little hill, someone just used their power-up. You can see that little green thing above their head. And so, yeah, I wouldn't say that was the most ideal team for that guy to have used his power up. You probably want to save it for one of these two big hills. Make sure you don't get dropped. But, yeah, that's what the power ups are. That's all I was talking about. And I don't even know how much lighter they make you, but they make you a little bit lighter because you put in your weight before racing. And yeah, looks like here's a little bit exciting. It looks like there was a split in the group. My legs were feeling good enough. I helped start the comeback to the front group, and looks like other people took over the rest of the way. But yeah, don't want to be caught out in a split because you might not ever catch the front group, especially if I've seen races. Races will happen if you go on peak times where there's 200 plus people, and then splits really can be detrimental if the front group has 100 people and the next group behind it has 30 and stuff like that. Anyways, could still be detrimental, but we help chase them back, and we're all together. No too big of concerns. And yeah, it looks like we're getting to like a little roller section. The pace is picking up as you get to rollers, people testing the legs. Um, Not too much to talk about here. How are you doing, Opa? I'll see you, I think, in April for the wedding. So look forward to seeing you then. Um, and yeah, I'm just kind of watching this race with you because it's been a bit since I actually did the race. Um, yeah, here I'm just staying near the front. Don't want to be caught out in any splits as we go through these rollers. If I recall, I think my legs aren't feeling great, but not the worst either. I'm hoping for a good result, and we'll see how I feel after this first climb. But I'm hoping for revenge after last week's cramp. Um, and yeah, we're all kind of bunched up. Don't know who's gonna be strong. Here comes a little short little hill. Now we kick up the power. I think I'm thinking at this time like, oh geez, 300 watts. Already doing this. I was hoping to relax before the hill, but at the same time, if I'm doing this, other people are doing this. Everybody's getting tired. So not a big deal. Uh, Either way, still just a good warm up for the legs. See how they're feeling, and I think they're feeling, okay. I can see we got some riders coming over the top of me. Next one coming, and you can see Hunter uses the momentum from being in the back to come right up to the front with me. And that's kind of how you want to do these little rolling hills, is you want to use the momentum from the downhill to bring you up on the uphill. It's good to be at the back right at the start, and that can take you up to the front without using as much energy as maybe some of the people next to you. So a little bit of strategy, but overall, a little bit of work here and there isn't going to make the race. What's going to make the race is, I feel like, are you stronger, better than the person, than the other people riding? And I don't know. I feel like this is probably the right category for me to be racing in. Hopefully, I continue to get better. I feel like I'm going to be moving up categories soon, but overall, I feel like I have a chance to win these, but at the same time, there's a wide variety of races and ranges, and any given day, some people might be stronger or less strong. All right, we are approaching. It looks like the first major hill. It's almost 15 o'clock in the race. And yeah, I'm ready to be right near the front. I'm not going to go break away or attack away from everybody, but I think I expect, just like any hills, there to become splits. Generally, when there becomes mountainese, the bigger riders tend to not be able to keep up, and splits can occur. Right now, I'm off the front because I just happen to be there. It looks like I got a gap. I didn't even mean to do that. And the gap is being closed down. Accidental gap, but I was just going to go a comfortable hard pace the whole time, not going to slow down and do it. But once I see someone come right back on my wheel, my goal is probably to just let them keep going past me, but I do want to be near the front. Drafting is less, so I get less wind resistance. We're going slower. So the usefulness of the draft is less, but it's still there, still useful. Gradients right now not too steep. 4% gradient right now, and I'm getting a draft. So we enjoy it. I feel like getting a draft isn't always something you totally notice, especially on the hills, but it's there. It's saving a little bits of watts here and there. So we enjoy that, and I'm happy with my place right now. within the race. I'm keeping it at 2 times speed, so it's already been 3 minutes since I told you the hill started. We've been going on it for 3 minutes. And Hunter is still with us, which I'm really happy about. But here, I am going to slow it down. Alright, I slowed it down here so you can just see the tip of the hill. Hunter was with us a second ago, and I think I noticed right now you can see I'm doing about 200 watts, and I'm like, oh boy, I feel like I'm slowing down. I decide to get out of my seat of my bike pretty soon. Hunter seems to be falling off a little bit. My goal was not to pick up the pace to drop Hunter. My goal was, I want to be around 260, 270 watts at least while riding, because I feel like if I'm not doing that, it's going to be hard to stick with everybody, and I was getting tired. Sitting in my seat, I could feel this hill. We're getting to the end of it. I'm getting out of breath. Hunter's still here. It looks like he caught right back up. I'm still doing 270 right now. I think I'm still sitting down. But soon, and you can see there's not much hill left. We're now almost 5 minutes into this climb. And soon, I know I'm going to stand up because my legs get a little bit tired in the sense of trying to keep up this pace while sitting down. And here we go. Here's where I stand up, and now I'm doing over 300 watts. And this was just a choice I made. It's good to, I feel like, move around positions when you're climbing. This tires the legs out faster, I feel like, standing up, but at the same time makes it a lot easier to keep the watts going. And I soon get a gap on everybody. 5 meters, 5 meters on the person behind me. And my goal wasn't necessarily to get a gap. My goal was just to, finish this hill strong. I'm going to stay out of my seat all the way up until the top of the mountain, trying to keep up that 270 to, I guess, almost 300 watts range. And I can see just by happenstance the gap is growing. I'm not using this as like an attack to go on the breakaway or anything to try and get away from everybody. I'm just using this to, make sure I finish with the front group at the time. But unfortunately, I'm getting up there, and right as I'm getting to the top, people start catching up to me. And so it means everybody also picked up the pace, and I picked up the pace of the group. And unfortunately, we see, boom, on the right, I'll put an arrow. That Hunter's about 5 seconds now behind me as I am getting over the top of this hill. And, he's with a couple people that's also 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And, we think my goal wasn't to get away from everybody. I've got a group of 3, 4 riders now. People are all catching up to me. And we're bunching up. But when you're in a bunch on a downhill, you tend to go faster than the others, and it looks like Hunter may have gassed out. We're looking on the right to try and see when he'll appear again. 7 seconds back right there at the bottom. And unfortunately for him, he was never able to rejoin the group. Unlike, I will say, the others do, or maybe some of the others do. But yeah, unfortunately for him, this pack speeds move faster on the downhill. When we get to the flats, he's still got to do all the work to try and catch us. And once we start taking turns, it just became impossible for Hunter to catch back up. So he was with us. Very proud of him for pretty much 100% of the hill. And maybe my fault for me standing up and picking up the pace. Maybe I shouldn't have done that and whatnot. I was just trying to do my own race, but Hunter got dropped, and he will be gone for the rest of the race. Very sad. Now me, I'm chilling. You can see I'm doing 150 watts, which is pretty light. I am making sure that I don't end up going to the back of the pack, because we've seen in pasts on the downhill where I've gotten dropped by people coming over me and not keeping up. So I'm maybe doing a little bit extra effort than maybe some of the people around me. You can see on the right where my name's highlighted, I'm doing 2.5 watts per kilogram, where others might be doing 2 at a time. Um, so I might be doing more work than others, but I am making sure that this slight more work is me not getting dropped and having to do like a sprint to catch back up, as we've seen before. Uh, Not gonna be, so I'm feeling good. I guess that first hill was encouragement if I was able to be first up the hill. Maybe less encouragement in the sense that when I did stand up, everybody was able to catch me at the top. It wasn't like I was going easy. I was going, and they all caught me right away. I thought they were gonna like let me go away, and then that, but it wasn't like I did an all-out sprint. So encouraging signs for the final hill. But this is a long race, and I'm gonna speed it back up again. I tried to speed it back up again, and it got a little bit laggy and choppy, the video. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll just skip to maybe some of the hills. But it seems like everybody soon regroups with us, with except Hunter. Once again, we can see him; he's plus 21 seconds at the bottom. And I can tell you there were people at the front who continued to do work on the flats, kept the pace high where Hunter was never going to catch up. Made it a good workout, a little bit longer of a race. I'll skip to, I don't know if anything exciting happens at that first little hill, so I'll see you there. All right, through the power of editing, it looks like a little over 10 minutes have passed with us on the flat. No real changes in position, still doing a little over 200 watts, and we're getting to the hill. You know what hills mean. Everybody picks up the pace. We can see Hunter's a little over 2 minutes behind now, and so yeah, that's just how much faster we're able to go being in a group and having other people do the work for us. Um, not not much exciting stuff happens here. We're picking up the watts similar to, like, I guess the little hill beforehand. Getting a little test on the legs, maybe seeing who's up for it. Some people gain a little bit of time, but for the most part, not really learning much in the sense that everybody's all still here, and we're pushing through. Um, yeah, most races that I've done so far have been over by now. This one's still going, so nice to get the feel of a longer race in, and we know we still got a final hill to come. I think my goal is now at this stage and all these flats and stuff, I'm starting to get tired, and my goal is I'm just going to try and stick with the group for as long as possible. Here we can even see a sign of things to come. There's a front group that's I'm doing almost 300 watts. I'm tiring out, and everybody's getting away from me. It's narrowing out. I'm now doing 400 watts, which is almost my sprint at the top of this hill because I'm so tired, just to make sure I don't get dropped. So this was maybe not a good sign for things to come on the final hill, but I didn't get dropped. I'm still doing okay. My heart rate's at 175. Not the greatest. I think I looked at the end and my average heart rate for this race was 177, and I know when I usually get to around 180, I'll see what my heart rate is on the final hill and stuff. That's usually where I cap out. I think other people's average heart rate was around like 155 even, so not that heart rate you can really go off of because they might be older. I don't know, everybody has different heart rates, but yeah, my average heart rate for this race was very, very high. Um, and yeah, that was the first hill. No one got dropped on it, but definitely a sign of things to come. For the power of editing, I'll put us to the final hill. And whoosh, 3 more minutes have gone by, or 4 more, and we're getting close to this final climb. I think The map, I guess, is maybe in the Zwift made-up world called Utopia, so I don't think it's a real life climb. The reason why I say this is because I feel like I'll notice it before or later in the race. I feel like it's a hill climb that I've done before, or maybe things all just look similar. But maybe you'll recognize it too and be like, yeah, you've definitely climbed this one before, and last time you mentioned it, you said you climbed it before. So I think this is now like my third time climbing this hill, which I didn't realize until, you know, once you start going into it. But the run in and everything just starts bringing back memories. Anyways, we're on the hill, and we can already see there's already gaps forming. There's a front group, and there's, you know, two more people behind me, and then there's some +1 seconds. So I'm in the top 7, 8 right now, maybe. Not that 1 second's a huge gap or whatever, but if it keeps growing, gaps are forming. And so my goal, I don't know if I feel like I'm going to win this race, but I feel like I'm going to do my best to try and stay in the front group. I remember, or at least other times, I remember one time I got caught out and missed a split. I was tired. It wasn't necessarily that I got caught out, but you know, it reminded me of flashbacks, and you always say afterwards when you're analyzing this video, is like, could I have just done more? So I think I start to have that in my mind. I'm like, well, I want to make sure I do more. I don't want to have the question of could I have done more in my head later. But yeah, it looks like those three guys are picking up the pace. And I'm looking at my watts right now, and yeah, it's not the best of what I would try and be doing. I think I should have been trying to aim for 260, 270, and this looks like a very disappointing almost 200. I'm thinking it's stringing out, and I'm just gonna be on the end of the pack maybe, but yeah, look at, there's gonna be a gap forming right here, where 4 or 5 riders are going up the front. Now I'm picking up the pace. Now I'm kind of realizing it. I'm like, oh boy, I shouldn't have let them get away. But I wish, looking at this race now and watching it with you, that if I would have just done a steadier 270 effort, I wouldn't have had to have done this 300 plus effort to try and chase them down. Now I'm doing all the work, and I'm helping people come with me. I'm in 6th place, so I lost the group to the top 5, and I'm having to do this extra work. Not that there's too much stuff, but I'm helping all these people because I realized, and these people maybe realize that I'm with, we're like, oh god, we got dropped by the front group. And so, yeah, disappointing maybe as I'm rewatching it, but I'm putting in the effort to try and make sure I don't get dropped. I wish this guy went a little bit harder, and I could have used a draft here. Let's see, but I hop in his draft. Maybe I can work with him, but oh, it looks like the gap is getting larger and larger to that front 5. And this guy's not going very fast. He's not helping close it. So I come past him again, and I'm hoping we can work together to maybe still try and catch it. I don't want to run out, but I don't know what would have happened if I was able to stay with it. Clearly I'm getting tired, only able to do 200 something watts, and these guys are getting farther and farther away, and I'm dragging this guy with me, giving him the draft. But I think now at this moment I've realized, oh god, they've got 10 seconds on me. I'm sad. They got away, but I'm just going to give it my all. And I'll try and catch it. So I use my power up right now, and so you can see the featherweight power up that I was pointing at earlier. There's a little, it's now lightening up and it's going down. That means I've used it, so I'm lighter for this bit of time. And I'm just picking up the pace. I'm doing 300 watts, and I'm trying to catch the group in front of me. And I said, I'll just give it everything I've got. The guy behind me, I got a little bit of gap on him. But now my feather power-ups run out. I've obviously used it way early, not for a sprint finish, as most people would be trying to save it for. And the guy behind me catches back up to me, and doesn't go past me, doesn't keep doing the work. I was keeping the gap. So even less than 10 seconds on some of the people, you can see there's even being more splits in front. But yeah, now I'm doing this and once again just pacing this guy up to the front. So I wish he would have worked with me. It looks like the third guy has come and joined us, but no, I'm now in my own mindset of, you know, it doesn't matter if I help him get past me and he beats me at the end. I'm just trying to give it all my all. We're at the end of the race. Give it everything I can. I think I keep doing like I stand up. I'm like, oh, I'm too tired to stand up. I sit down. I do a couple strokes there, and I'm like, oh, I'm slowing down. I'll stand back up. And so I'm doing a bunch of switching there, and that's why you can see my watts jumping up and down a bit sometimes. I'll stand, I'll sit, I'll stand, I'll sit. Trying to keep my power high even while sitting. Knowing that I'm getting to the end, got to finish strong, and I've got a 3-second gap on the person behind me, this guy who I kept dragging to the top when I picked up my power. I'm now, I think, for sure out of my seat. I know I've got 500 feet left, and I am going, trying to finish strong. I got a 3-second gap on the guy behind me, but then all of a sudden I see, boom, before it was 33 meters, and now he's almost caught up to me, 200 feet from the line, 4-meter lead. I see he's catching me. I try and give it a final dig, but he's got the speed, probably used the power up, catches me on the line. So I end up finishing 7th. Overall, strong effort, good finish. I did my best at the end there. Disappointing to let this guy who liked to drag me come past me and beat me on the line. But overall, happy about the effort that I gave it at the end. Obviously, rewatching this and rewatching it with you, I wish at the start of the mountain I went a little bit harder, stayed maybe right up at the front and not get caught out and see maybe being surrounded by the front group would have been more motivating me to, at least try and finish with the front group. Maybe I would have just gotten dropped anyways. Maybe that's all I could have done. It's hard to know. I know after the race I felt good about my effort. I felt happy what I was able to put out. Obviously, I wanted to try and win. Wasn't able to do that. Hunter's now over 3-4 minutes behind me. But this is the Hunter cam as he's going up the climb, and we cheer him on until he gets to the end as well. And yeah, this was the race. I hope you enjoy it. Love you, Opa, and that's all I got.